Leo, welcome to 16. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. This video is going to be a monthly tarot scope for Leo. So while I'm shuffling the cards here, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the astrology that's going on for us during the month of December. Most of it is governed under this Mercury retrograde that's happening for us. That began on August 30th. And that's going to wrap up. Mercury will go back direct on the 21st or 22nd, depending upon where you are. So for Mercury retrograde, it's really a time that's featured to finish up old projects that were begun some time ago. It's a time to slow down and do all the things that are governed by words that start with the prefix re, like review, revisit, revise, rethink, redo. If you have any projects that you started a while ago that need completing or especially editing, because this new moon in Virgo that happened on September 1st in tandem with a Mercury retrograde in Virgo is a really good time for editing. It's it's a good time. Virgo governs details and having a fine eye for details, having like a critical eye for something, being able to see what's correct, what needs revision. So really good time for editing things, really good time for going over if you have any documents that need revision or creative projects, any writing, any music that needs editing, really good time for that. Not such a great time during a Mercury retrograde for beginning new things necessarily, like large purchases, signing contracts, setting medical appointments, or anything like that, anything that has to do with gadgetry or electrical things. The reason being is that if you begin something during a Mercury retrograde, sometimes it can be undone when Mercury goes direct, or it may need to be redone. So just a good time to slow down, review, rethink, revise, all of those things. And we've got a number of other things going on in December. We've got December 1st, we had a new moon in Virgo solar eclipse. I have a video on that if you want to find out more details about that. I have information for each sign. And then we also have a lunar eclipse, full moon, on September 16th. That's going to be highlighting emotional shadow elements that we not always have access to. The solar eclipse highlights things in our consciousness that we may not always see. It highlights the shadow aspects. And then on September 9th, we have a real day of closure. We've got the 9th day of the 9th month in a 9 year. So it's a real day of wrapping things up, of closure. Some people are going to really be experiencing that. And then on the 10th, we have the completion of an aspect, a large one that's been going on since December 18, and that is Neptune square Saturn, which has really given us a big push-pull dynamic. It's sort of like Saturn, which wants to establish boundaries, versus Neptune, which wants to dissolve boundaries. So those two have kind of been going at it. Neptune wants to keep things all gray, shades of gray, and on a spectrum, and Saturn wants defined areas between black and white. So it's really been like a negotiation between those two, and it's given a lot of people feeling underwater, not knowing which way is up, a lot of clouds, a lot of like haziness. It's sort of like driving in a car when it's foggy. It's hard to see except for what's directly in front of you. So that's going to be wrapping up on the 10th. And then, like I said, there is on the 16th a full moon, lunar eclipse, and then on the 21st or 22nd, Mercury goes back direct. So I'm just encouraging people to sort of sit back for the first few weeks and watch this movie, let this unfold, what's going on with the Mercury retrograde, slowing things down, and then all of these eclipses, which are portals to seeing things that are not normally illuminated, as well as some closure aspects happening. And there can be new information revealed of things that normally aren't seen. So with all of that, here is the monthly tarot scope for December for Leo. If you have any questions about any of that, just feel free to put them down in the comments. I love replying to people's comments. But this is for Leo for December 2016. Looks like you have a new beginning. Oh my gosh, 2 aces at the beginning of September. Boy, new moon for you, Leo. New beginning. I mean, it's funny because on the 1st of November, it is a new moon, and you've got two aces. One of them is in reverse and one of them is upright, but double ace energy definitely signifies new beginnings. It's something where I'm going to encourage you, because it's Mercury retrograde. There's definitely a new beginning happening for you, but I'd like you to consider not going fully forward with it until after the Mercury retrograde goes back direct on the 21st or 22nd. So you've got new ace of rods, which is ace of fire, which is vitality, energy, optimism. It's a real push for new vitality. It's like having a new spring in your step. And the ace of rods archetype is like the first one out of the gate. It's got the same feeling as the person who leads a parade. If you think of the person who throws the baton, that's ace of wands energy. Or if you think of someone who's running a race, and they're the active element, the active runner holding the baton, that's also ace of wands energy. So it's like the person who has the energy, the vitality, the enthusiasm, the optimism. It's like a fresh spring. But in the reverse position, there may be something that is being held in check. There's some resistance, fear, or doubt, or delay that's happening with that. So it may be like you've got this new energy, but you're waiting for the skies to clear. You're waiting for something to wrap up before you feel like you can actually embrace that energy. Or you feel like you want to have the passion, the vitality, the enthusiasm, the vigor towards it, but there's something that is just kind of holding that in check just below the surface. The sense I get is that you do have this new beginning and your thoughts about it are really clear. That's Ace of Swords energy. Ace of Swords means connecting with the truth, connecting with the one truth that is. It's like a clear day. It's the Excalibur sword. You can see it's crowned here with these laurels of victory and palm fronds. It's like when you connect with truth with a capital T, that's this card. And I get the sense in some ways that this is part of the revelations you'll be having with that solar eclipse. It blocks out our consciousness so that we can see the shadow around our consciousness, like having a realization. This is like the crisp, clear, new information or knowledge that comes about. I think that solar eclipse would be powerful for you, Leo. But the sense I get is that mentally, you're really ready for this new beginning. You've got this sort of aha moment. But energy-wise, it may be a little bit dampened, or it may just be taking some time coming to the surface. You'd be feeling sort of like the need for this this closure that we're going to get mid-month before you can go fully forward and through with your plans. But both aces are there for you, Leo. So enjoy this new beginning that's going to be happening for you in November, especially towards the beginning of the month here. There is some wands energy here at also the beginning of the month. So since I get here, so you're going to need to push through something. This is of wands coupled with of wands. Of wands means having a lot on your plate. It can mean oppression or feeling weary. You see this figure carrying 10 wands on this card. So it's like having a lot of irons in the fire, carrying a lot of baggage, carrying a lot of responsibilities, having a lot to do. And whenever this card comes up, I always ask, what is it that you can put down? What is not necessary right now? Sometimes this card shows up for very responsible people because they carry all of it. But the question I always ask is, what can you put down that's not necessary? Or conversely, this is also the teacher card. So what can you offload to others or teach to others that lightens your load? As well as Ten of Wands, which is a card of struggle. These are kind of heavy cards together, oppression and struggle. However, I call this card Success Despite Adversity. So Ten of Wands means standing up for what you believe in. It means that being willing to fight for something that you have some sort of conviction about. And in this card, even though he's fighting off lots of people or leading others, he's in an advantageous position. So it may feel like you're struggling or that you're working through something right now with this Ten of Wands. You feel heavy, but this card of Wands says success despite adversity. See what you can put down. Maybe if it's just putting down 3 things to get from the Ten of Wands to Ten of Wands, that puts you in an advantageous position instead of your back being bent over trying to carry all of this. And also what I asked during this card is, What can you put down that's not yours? Sometimes we have a tendency to carry other people's baggage, especially if you're used to carrying things. And the strong person who collects things and is responsible. But see if you can at least just put down 3 things, and that puts you in this position, Leo, of advantageous position, success despite adversity, willing to stand up for what you believe in. Because in this position, when you're carrying too much, you don't have any energy to defend what you believe or what you want to act upon. So that's my reading for you for the first part of Ember. Then in the middle of Ember, you've got 3 of Swords in reverse with Hermit surrounded by 2 coins cards. So these 2 cards together signify something to do with an earth sign or someone who has the archetype of Knight of Coins. Knight of Coins, it can be an earth sign, so it could either be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or it could be someone who represents the salesperson. Knight of Coins drives a hard bargain, and he usually is very practical, considers the value of things, especially the financial value of things. He usually takes his time making decisions. So if you know of someone who's got that archetype, it could represent them, or it could just be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or it could be both, really. And there's some sort of heartbreak that's involved with them. This is something that you might be resisting because both of these cards are in reverse. This is like a sadness or a sorrow or a heartbreak. You may have a breakup with someone who is of that archetype, or an earth sign, or there may be betrayal, loss, sadness. This card is pretty clear in its imagery in terms of there's 3 swords and they're piercing the heart. So it's the mind piercing the heart, and it's in a place of dark clouds. So in this, he's looking off. He's kind of going away. So it's either that you're letting go of a salesperson, this could be a family member or a partner or a friend, someone who is leaving the situation, who holds King of Coins archetype, and you may feel sad about it, but there may be some resistance to letting that sadness out. There may be some resisting to acknowledging if you're feeling sad about it, or betrayed, or in grief, or in sorrow, or if there's any sadness on your heart, it might be hard to acknowledge that separation or even that betrayal, whatever's going on here with this King of Coins person. Regardless, I wouldn't put any trust or faith in King of Coins, Knight of Coins, because he's not in the upright position. He's not seeing things clearly. He could either be ill, or he could be not representing himself correctly, or he doesn't have your best interest. He's not capable right now of having your best interests in mind. So that's what's going on with him. I also see that you may feel kind of left out in the cold, but you also at the same time may be trying to see the real truth of the matter. Hermit is a card that is a spiritual disciple, and he goes up into the mountains to discover the truth and then hold it up for the rest of humanity. So he's got sort of loner energy, but he's also got guru energy. It's like the hermit who goes into the mountains to study the truth, to ponder the heavens, and then he holds it up as a light for all of humanity to see. So there's a way in which, Leo, in the middle of the month, even with this going on, you're really wanting to see to the heart of the matter. You're really wanting to see what is actually true. What can I rely upon? You're casting away all the things that have to do with the world, like status, reputation, money, social endeavors, gossip, all those things Hermit doesn't really care about. He just really wants to see what's the truth. That's going on middle of the month for you. You might want to just take a retreat when this card shows up, because Hermit separates himself off from the rest of society to really acknowledge the truth of the matter. It might be in relation to what's going on. He's holding up the lantern in relation to this situation. They might be wanting to gain insight about and really take a cold, hard, austere look at what's gone on here. So then this card also, it may impact your finances, and this is for someone who holds on to the money, who has the money, 4 of Coins, and it's a very stable card in terms of money, but sometimes it can block your heart. If money is your main consideration, it can almost immobilize you. That's 4 of Coins energy, because it means having the money, but also kind of feeling immobilized and fearful about money. It means not willing to let anything go. Like this is a card of a spendthrift. But you can also see him not allow any more money to come in. This guy's blocking his heart because he has so much money on his mind and he's trying to hold on to every last cent. So when I see this card, I always say, see if you can work with loosening up and freeing up some of the energy regarding money. See if you can like give something out and then see what you can receive back, because this can keep you a little bit immobilized and kind of block your heart a little bit. And then towards the end of the month, I get the sense that this is after the Mercury retrograde goes back direct. You have a lot of beautiful abundance, cups, love energy. So first of all, we have Empress. And, this too, in this line with this Knight of Coins and Ace of Wands, in the sense I get is that through him leaving, there's an Ace of Wands new beginning that's available, but there'd be some fear, doubt, or resistance about having the energy, the motivation, the stamina to begin it. But you are here as Empress, prosperous, feeling full, feeling satisfied, feeling rich. There may be some resistance or some fear or some doubt about whatever the situation depicts, him being in an upside down position, leaving, and this ace that's in resistance. Once that happens though, or you get through that, a sense I get is you end up here as Empress. And this is the woman who sits on her throne. She's got authority, power, wealth, riches, abundance, everything around her grows. And she's connected with this feminine, intuitive element. It's one of the most feminine cards in the deck. So it's all about receptivity, receiving wealth, receiving abundance, allowing things to be fertile and to grow. So this is a very powerful card. This is a major arcana. If you think about going from this kind of austerity, this hermit, which really has no possessions, kind of has nothing, he's just concerned with the truth, working with this energy of Four of Coins, feeling like you have to hold on to everything, and then ending up here as Empress, where she can just shower whomever she likes with coins because more money is always coming in. She's just like, she's got money coming in and going out. It doesn't really matter. It just surrounds her always. Everything grows with what she touches. Interesting difference between Four of Coins and Empress is that this can be like the Midas card, where everything he touches turns into money, but it entraps him. She's almost the opposite of that, is that everything that she gives out grows around her, and therefore she's showered with all these wealth and riches. She gives birth to things, and therefore flowers grow around her, sheaves of wheat, trees, waterfalls happen. I mean, it's just like everything is abundant and full and rich around. This is a similar card to the archetype of Demeter or Ceres, which is the harvest goddess. So she's the goddess of the summer and spring, summer, and fall, the harvest season. And her daughter is Persephone, who is the goddess of the winter and the time when things fade. But she's the time of when things grow. So whatever you want to give birth to, Leo, end of be a good time for it. You also have some lovely cups energy down here. Six of Cups is innocence, it's sentimentality. It depicts two children who are giving gifts to one another. It's these lilies, which represent innocence. And it's sort of like the childlike wonder that you experience with someone else who make you feel like a child. Innocence, naivete, kindness. It's sort of like the love between children. You know how children can meet each other and just become fast friends immediately. It's got that energy to it. It's also got energy of sentimentality, so things from the past. It could be a reunion with someone that you knew from when you were a child. In the reverse position, it says, be careful that you don't give in to cynicism. This is naivete and innocence. In the reverse position, it would be like not being willing to be vulnerable like a child, not being willing to open your heart and just be innocent. For this, there's no ego, there's no There's no development of who we believe ourselves to be in the adult world yet. It's all fresh and innocent and still being molded. In the reverse position, there's a hesitancy to show up as your inner self, your inner, the child who you are inside. So be willing to be childlike, be willing to be innocent. Let that part out, because that sweet feeling is there for you. But in the reverse position, it's saying don't be cynical. Don't close yourself off. This could actually even refer to a sibling. These two could be young children together. So it could say, don't be cynical towards a sibling. Don't have a hard heart. Be open to seeing the blessings in that relationship. And then this card, Three of Cups, shows this is a card of celebration, of love, of friends and family, of like-minded people. In the Rider-Waite, there's three women who are holding up cups and dancing. So it's a real card of social beneficence, social benefit, parties, celebrations, surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded, who love and support you. So this is just saying it's a great time of celebration, a great time to have a party at the end of September, Leo, or just great time to surround yourself with like-minded people. This could be people at the office, this could be your friends, this could be your family, just people who are like-minded and are supportive and loving of you that you want to celebrate with. And then at the very end of the month, you may need to work with something that you're having a hard time forgiving. This could be in relation to the Six of Cups person, but this is judgment. And judgment in the upright position, it's a renewal, cleansing fire of the spiritual realm. So I often call this card letting old baggage go, letting the past be in the past. These are souls that are being called up for judgment, and the spiritual trumpet, the spiritual fire cleanses and renews them, and therefore they're able to be light and be finally let go of. So I often associate this card with forgiveness because of the cleansing spiritual fire that forgiveness has. In the reverse position, it's saying you may be having a hard time forgiving someone. You may be holding on to something from the past that you need to be let go of. Or conversely, judgment can sometimes be like having negative judgments towards others, or being overly judgmental, having a hard, rigid, condemning view of something. So in the reverse position, I'm going to invite you to work with forgiveness, work with letting others be as they are, and letting the ghosts of the past go. Really try to connect with the spiritual fire that's really going to burn things of the past away. And focus on too this, you've got a lot of wonderful celebratory rich energy here. Look at Empress surrounded by all of her maidens. So this is great end of the month energy here for you. Just see if you can open up towards being a little bit more childlike. That may help you to work with some of this forgiveness energy. If you can see if there's someone that you're having a hard time letting go of a grudge with, or letting the old baggage of the past go, try to see them like a child. That may help you open up with the innocence of that card instead of the cynicism. So that's the reading for you for September, Leo. I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy this new ace that's coming through, especially with the revelation of the new information that's coming through. And if you like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. If there's a Leo that you think you want to hear this message, feel free to share it with them. If you've subscribed already, thank you. And if you'd like to subscribe, you can get notified of new videos when they become available. And as always, I just want to thank everyone for watching. Yours in the stars.